Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Live Live, a place where we meet up to receive motivational, inspirational, and activational strategies for those challenging and changing life moments. I am your host, Keela Bryson. Hey, I hope everybody had another fantastic weekend. I hope you had an awesome Christmas. I hope you were able to get some family time in. I hope that you were able to get some rejuvenation time in, some rest, some relaxation, and just some good thinking time, strategizing and meditating on what God would like for you to execute for 2015. Today is Monday, December the 29th, and we are on the brink of entering a new year. Can you believe that? What happened to 2014? I tell you, 2014 has been a stellar year, and for that I am grateful, and I give God the glory and the honor. There were some challenges, there were some obstacles, but nevertheless God blessed us to overcome those challenges and those obstacles and reap the blessings and the benefits from those obstacles and challenges. We are now we've grown within a year's time. We have developed in a year's time. We have had some self-improvement within a year's time. And the truth be told, we are no longer the same. We are not the same person we were in 2013. And that's a fact. We have grown, we have developed, we have improved, we've refined ourselves, we've sharpened ourselves. And for that, I am excited about 2015 because 2014 has been a year of preparation, a year of work, a year of stepping out into new territories. And so when 2015 comes, I just know that there are going to be even greater things to execute. There are going to be better blessings. We're going to advance territories that we never thought that we would be able to take over. And I believe God is going to open up some doors for us that we never thought could come open. I mean, we dream and hope, but those doors that God is getting ready to open for us in 2015 are going to be greater than anything we could ever imagine. If we continue to keep working, keep striving, keep being consistent in the plan that God has given us, being faithful to the call and the assignment and the purpose and the destiny that God has called us to. And so I just want you all to continue to be encouraged and be excited for what's on the horizon for 2015. I've been just kind of chilling these last couple of days, and I just believe that I'm going to enter 2015, just relaxing, in chill mode, so to speak, because I have worked really hard trying to set myself up for 2015. And I believe that God is allowing me during these days that I've just, since Christmas really, to just recuperate, to regather myself, to refresh myself, because when 2015 comes, I want to be charged and ready to go. So that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of letting myself charge. Once you've given out so much, you've got to take advantage of those moments when you can recharge your spirit, where you can recharge, your mind, your energy, so that you're quick and alert and fresh when the opportunities present themselves to us. So that's what I'm doing. In all of this celebrating Christmas and the New Year, don't forget to recharge your mind, your body, your spirit, so that you'll be ready and prepared for 2015. We don't want to miss any opportunities simply because we were too tired to recognize them. There's a quote that says, tired eyes never recognize an opportunity. So we don't want to be tired. Now's the time for us to just kind of relax and refresh ourselves. Okay. Tonight is the last Monday night of 2014. Tonight's conference call is the last conference call for 2014. And I have really been enjoying the Monday night conference calls with you all. And I pray and I trust that you have been gathering some thought-provoking content. I pray and trust that the information that we've been discussing on our calls have been provoking you to move toward living a live live life. Yes, live live. It's time out. As you've heard me say over and over on these Monday night calls, it's time out for us just existing. It's time out for us just letting life happen to us when we should be happening to life. It's time out for us being bound by incorrect ideologies, thinking processes that are not correct. It's time out for us being held up and bound up by the belief systems of people who are basically not doing anything but sitting still like a mannequin, holding on and maintaining something that's really not producing any growth or productivity. Or not advancing the kingdom like the Bible describes that we should. And God has a life designed for each of us. But in order to live life and in order to possess that life, a lot of times you got to be willing to walk away from things that you absolutely know are not working. You know they're not working. You know that, this teaching or whatever somebody has told you, you know that it's not accurate. And even God has dealt with you about it, but yet you've chosen to sit there and continue to walk out and live out a life that others have designed for you. And as a result, you're not living life. You're not happy. You're always tired. You're always stressed out and miserable and sad looking. You're aging. You look older than you are. And we don't want to be that type of people. When you live life, there is a vitality that comes back to us because we are beginning to live out the life that God designed for us. I was in the store the other day with my oldest child, who's 21, and she was in the dressing room trying on some clothes, and she came out to let me see how the clothes fit, and she called me mama. And the lady that was managing the dressing room area, she said, mama. And my daughter and I both looked at the lady because we were like, yes, to me, I feel like, yeah, that's normal. But to this lady, this older lady, she did not see me as having a child as old as my 21-year-old. I guess she thought we were sisters or something. I don't know. But I give God the glory for that. And part of the reason I think that people tell me that all the time, that I don't look like I'm old enough to have a 21-year-old, but I do. And I have a 7-year-old too. But it's the grace of God. And I believe that once I decide to live life, to take off the mask and begin to walk authentically in the life that God designed, that's when God does something for your body. Your energy comes back. Your vitality comes back. Your vivacity for life comes back. And you just feel so free and happy in your spirit, and it does something to your outer appearance. And so that's why I'm always pushing and saying, live life, live the life that God ordained for you. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself living according to the rules and regulations and traditions and belief systems of others. And you'll be unhappy because you're trapping the real you. The real you wants to come out so that you can live live and live the real life that God has ordained for you. So live live, break free. If you're one of those on the call tonight if that sounds like you, what I just described, then I challenge you to break free. And I'm not telling you this because it's something that I've read. I've walked through this, so I know what I'm talking about. And when I see people who are not living live, I can identify it because I know what it looks like, because at one point in my life, I was going down that path, but I broke free, and I thank God that I had the courage to do it. And I challenge you to get your life, live live. It's time out for anything less than living live. Okay, let's move on. Because, let me get my clock up here so I can keep my eye on the time. Because last week, oh my goodness, I had to hurry up. I ran out of time. And end up going into like 40 minutes. And I usually try to keep these calls to 30 minutes or less. So I'm going to watch the clock over here tonight because I don't want to hold you too long. I just want to thank you guys so much for continuing to meet with me every Monday night. Your support means a lot to me. If you've had a chance to look at my Facebook page, you saw that I posted a thank you and a Happy New Year notice to you all because, I can't continue these Monday night calls, without anybody getting any benefit from it. I do it because I know you guys have you've developed an expectancy of me to come forth with something, because most of us are dealing with something that we need strength and direction and encouragement with. And most of us are trying to expand our careers. Most of us are trying to move into our destiny, our purpose for life. And in order to do that, one of the ingredients to make that happen is you have to continue to connect with people, like-minded people who are endeavoring to do the same. Because iron sharpens iron. That's what the Bible says. And I believe that. You have to be around people who are motivating, people who are inspiring, people who have something great and powerful to pour into you. And so that's what I try to do with these calls every Monday night, is to be inspiring, motivating, and to provide something that will pour strength into you, something that will stir your spirit to begin to release answers to you. Because, I've walked through a lot of issues and problems in my life, and I try to share those experiences with people because I don't want people to have to go through those hurts and those painful things if they don't have to. And so, but if you do find yourself in those situations, then I at least want to be able to provide you with the wisdom of how to get out of that situation successfully, because too many people are not fulfilling their purpose, their destiny, because when a crisis or a problem comes up in their life, they give up on pursuing their destiny, pursuing their goals, because they don't know how to continue to fight while continuing to walk forward. And if you're going to achieve anything in this life, if you're going to accomplish anything in this life, if you're going to live life, you've got to be a person that's multitasking, a person that knows how to fight with one hand and knows how to keep moving forward with their feet. Yes, you've got to be able to do both, because there are going to always be something that's going to try to hinder you, to stop you. And you've just got to learn how to fight anyhow and to keep moving forward anyhow, in spite of the distractions, in spite of the pain, the hurt, the setbacks, in spite of the disappointments, in spite of whatever it is, the pain, the misery. You've got to keep moving forward, because that we've heard the saying, your misery will become your message and your pain will become your passion that will help you to become profitable. A lot of times when we experience those problems, God wants to use that problem to birth something in us that's going to help us as well as others. Will you be one of the ones that he can use in 2015? I know you will, because you're strong. You've been on the call these past several months. You've received the tools. You've taken notes. You're able to go back and listen to the playback of any call that we've had. I can make those available. Just inbox me if you want a particular one that you would like to go back and be able to listen to. I have uploaded some of them on my podcast, and you can check out my podcast at beingpod.com and type in Keela Bryson Live Live, and it should be able to pull up some of them that I've uploaded for you. All right, let's get started. Tonight I want to talk about keep going. Yes, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now is not the time to quit. You've accomplished so much in 2014 until I just want to cheer you on and encourage you to keep going. Sometimes we just need somebody to pat us on our back and tell us you've done well. And many of you have. You've done well. You've been tuned into the Monday night calls. You've taken notes. You've inboxed me successes that you've experienced as a result of just using some of the wisdoms that you've received from this call. You share with me how my testimonies that I've shared during some of the calls have blessed your life and provided insight to you. And so tonight I just want to pat you on your back and tell you you've done well. You've done exceedingly well. And I just want you to know that you must keep going. Yes, you must. Because you've made so much progress. You're doing well. I know there have probably been some mistakes along the way, but nevertheless, you found yourself right back here on these calls, receiving direction and encouragement. So keep going. We've accomplished so much this year, even though there were obstacles. And I know that if I were to ask each of you what type of obstacles you encountered this year, I would imagine every one of us on this call would have some example or response of what we've gone through. There was an obstacle or a challenge that was kind of like irritating to us. That was frustrating to us, and that's just life, especially young people need to realize that it's just life. We've got to just become mature and develop the stamina to just go on through it and come on out of it. But in spite of the obstacles, there was some successes. There are always going to be obstacles in life. And yes, there are obstacles to success. Most people think that, well, if I'm trying to pursue success, it seems like it should just be smooth sailing. I shouldn't have to encounter all these problems and setbacks and roadblocks. But there are obstacles in life, and then there are obstacles in pursuing success. So expect that. Remember that, so that you'll be prepared. And when it comes before you, or the problem attacks you, you won't be caught off guard or shocked, so to speak. But to God be the glory. In spite of those obstacles and those challenges, we made it. And that's something to celebrate. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. And to God be the glory. So as we close out 2014 and we enter 2015, I just want to deposit this thought into your mind and your spirit. Keep going. It's just 2 words. Keep going. You're saying going where? Keep going in the direction of your dreams. Keep going in the direction of your goals. Keep going in the direction of your live life. Keep going in the path that you've yet started. And don't look back. Don't sit down and just say, I quit. Keep going. Keep moving forward. After each success, keep going. Because sometimes after a success, we get so excited and just drunk in the success until sometimes people stop at that point. They feel like, well, I have arrived. Well, that's not all that God wants to do with your life. So I want to admonish you to keep going even after a success. I want you to keep going when you're happy. I want you to keep going when you're sad. Because there are going to be some times where you are going to feel sad. You know, it's easy to keep going when we're happy. But it's another story to keep going when we're sad. But you've got to remember, even when I'm sad, I've got to keep going because those sad days are going to come. Keep going. Remember me when those sad days come. And remember, Keeler said these sad days will come. I've got to keep going. You know what? Because those sad days are temporary. You know, and so we've just got to weather it out until the shift changes and the happy days come. But in the meantime of those sad days, in the midst of them, keep going. When you are full of energy, keep going. When you're low in energy, keep going. Because being low in energy is another hindrance that will stop us if we let it. Don't let being low in energy stop you. Keep going. When you're tired, keep going. When you're progressing, keep going. When it seems you're not progressing, because this is another area where a lot of people will give up and throw in the towel when it appears that they're not progressing. But, you know, that's when you're progressing the most. That's when things are really working for you the most behind the scenes, when it appears that you are not progressing. Don't get caught up or distracted in what it appears to be. If it does appear that way to you, which is probably a lie that you're not progressing, keep going. Because those thoughts are going to come. It'll tell you, I'm not doing anything in my business. My business is not growing. When am I ever going to finish writing this book? When am I ever going to get the money up to go to the next level with this part of my business plan? When am I ever going to finish this school? When am I ever going to get the tuition so that I can go ahead and take some summer courses? Those thoughts are going to come. They're going to come and make you think you're not progressing. But don't be discouraged. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep looking to find a way. Whatever you do, don't let your feet stand still. Do something, move something, go visit something, go read a book, go look on the internet, research, call people, connect with positive people, connect with people who have resources. But whatever you do, keep going. Don't stop. Push harder and keep going. As we enter 2015, I want you to stay positive. Because you know how we can enter a new year and we're excited and we just motivated and we just optimistic and we just in expectancy. But you know what? We have to bring balance to that. We've also got to be on guard and realize and expect a little trouble and a little setback and a little problems to show up as well. We've got to have problems as well as solutions. We've got to have success to balance out with failure. Failure is a balancer of success. Everything is not going to always go the way that we want it to go, but don't give up. Stay positive. Keep fighting. Stay brave and stay ambitious. Stay focused and stay strong. Yes, all of that. Because in order to make it from January 2015 to December 2015, you're going to have to utilize all of that. You're going to have to stay positive. You're going to have to stay strong. You're going to have to stay focused and ambitious. There are going to be times where you have to keep fighting. Okay, so remember that. Whatever you do, keep going. Whatever you do, don't stop. No matter how many times you screw up or think to yourself there's no point in carrying on, I say to you, keep going. When people tell you that you can't do it, I want to encourage you, keep going. When you feel like quitting or you think about why you started, because quitting will come to you, so many times. It's amazing how many times, but I say to you, keep going. Keep going. Those thoughts would not be coming to you if you weren't embarking upon what you're trying to achieve. Those thoughts are coming to you because they know that you are making progress. So fight those thoughts off and keep going. And remember tonight's call. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I got to keep going. I may be puking. Keep going. I may be crying. Keep going. I may be in pain. Keep going. I may be depressed. Keep going. That's right. That's how you move forward. That's how you achieve your dreams, your purpose, your live live life. You got to keep going. Oh, yes. Think about all the great movements in this country and how much misery and pain and setbacks the movement incurred. But yet they kept going, because the only way you're going to move forward and to achieve what it is, you got to keep going. Sure, it's easy to stand still when a problem comes. It's easy to just stand there when the bank turns us down for a business loan. It's easy to sit there if we're in the midst of typing our book or whatever and the computer crashes. It's easy to just throw in the towel. But we've come too far. So in 2015, keep going. Keep going. And then this time next year, we will be sitting here celebrating some more successes. And guess what? The only way we're going to be able to celebrate those successes is it will be because we kept going. Yeah, we kept going in spite of bad weather. We kept going in spite of a job layoff. We kept going in spite of if you had a little setback in your relationships or whatever it is. Keep going. Yes. Think about it. Let it marinate in your spirit. Keep going. Keep going. I must keep going. If you keep going, you know why we must keep going? Because if you keep going, you'll eventually get there. Yeah, you'll get there. Think about that. Now, when we first started these calls, think about where you were at that point and think about where you are now. And because you kept tapping in and calling in on Monday nights, many of you were able to receive what you needed, and it motivated you to go ahead and achieve what you kind of been like procrastinating on. But why is it that you were able to achieve some of those things? It's because you kept going. You began to move. You began to do what you were suggested to do, encouraged to do. And so that's the only way we're going to achieve our goals and be great at what we do. To be excellent in what we do, we've got to keep going. And a lot of times God will not bless us until we show him that we have the power to maintain, until we show him we have the power of tenacity, until we show him that we're not a quitter, until we show him that we're consistent and faithful no matter what we're dealing with in our personal lives. Yeah, do you know we have to prove ourselves to God? He's not going to just give us all that we desire to do and open up the gold mine to us when we have a problem with being faithful and consistent and dedicated and committed and focused. You know, if we have a problem in those areas, he is not going to release it because we are not going to be able to handle it. We're not going to be able to maintain it. We're not going to be able to grow it. And what will happen is if we don't develop all of this determination and focus and tenacity, we'll waste the blessings of God. The moment we achieve success, we'll stop. The moment we run into a roadblock, we'll stop. The moment somebody's get to talking about us, we'll stop. See, we've got to develop ourselves in all of those areas. We've got to have the spirit of a keep going. Yeah, we got to have a keep going spirit no matter what. And once God see that that thing is perfected in us, then he know that he can trust us. That's right. So that's why we must keep going. We must keep going because it's the only way we're going to get there. What is there? It's the only way that we're going to be able to launch our business. It's the only way we're going to obtain that degree. It's the only way we're going to write that best-selling book. It's the only way we're going to fulfill our purpose and our dreams. That's the there. That's where we're trying to get to. Those are some examples of the things that we're trying to get to. We're trying to get there. In order to get there, we've got to keep going. You're not going to be great, and you're not going to be able to do great things in 2015 if you don't keep going. If you don't have a keep going spirit, a keep going mentality, a keep going determination. Yes, you must be anointed to keep going. And you've got to tell yourself, we've got to keep going. We cannot go out like this. God is looking at us. He wants to know that he can trust us. Because what he's getting ready to release to some of us in 2015, oh my goodness, you're going to have to be able to handle this. You've got to be able to get going and keep going in the midst of your personal disappointments and problems. Because a lot of times, good times will be going parallel with trouble. And you've got to learn how to focus on the good times when it's time to get the job done. And then once you get that job done and that assignment done, then you can go home at night and focus on your problem. But in the daytime, we've got to do the work. We've got to achieve the goals and the dreams. We got to keep ourselves busy and moving forward. We got to just keep going. Can God trust you to keep going? You got to be tough if you want to achieve anything in this life. You got to be relentless, as Bishop Jake said. You got to be relentless, because anything worth having, it's going to be a fight to get it. We don't want no more quitters, no more stoppers. We all going to just keep going. Keep going. 2015 is going to be a great year, a year of great doors opening. And once we perfect this keep going thing, and show God that we can be trusted, and we know how to keep going no matter what else is going on in our life that's not positive or favorable to us, then God knows that he can trust us, and he's going to bless us for that. You know, it's just like a child. When you have a child that has been faithful and making good grades in the midst of all the other things that they could be doing, you want to bless that child. And so it is with God. Some of us, we're getting ready to reap the fruit of our labor because we've been faithful, we've been consistent, and we've had a keep going spirit. So as we enter 2015, don't think it's strange when you may encounter a situation that's trying to hinder you from keep going, from going forward, from making progress. You can do it. With the help of the Lord, you can do it. Just remember to keep going. That's the only way you're going to come out of the trouble or the situation that's trying to hinder you. Because after all, its purpose is to try to stop you, to paralyze you, prevent you from achieving and possessing the blessings that God has ordained for you in 2015. So, what is my subject? Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And don't believe your feelings all the time. Your feelings will mess you up. A lot of times our feelings lie to us. We need to tap in and seek what our spirit is saying. Yes. Because God is looking for keep going people. Well, everybody, that's my time. This has been a teachable life moment where it is absolutely necessary and imperative that you live live. Yes, as we leave this 2014 year and enter into 2015, live live. Don't forget that. Do all that you can to possess what God has lined up for you. If you would like to connect with me, I'm on Facebook. You can look me up, Keela Bryson, Teachable Life Moments, LLC. I am on Twitter at Keeler Savant. That's Keeler, Savant. Or you can visit my website. You can sign up for my self-publishing course on my website. I have product out there that you can buy on my website. I have a blog out there on my website that you can go and read for encouragement and direction. And if you would like to email me, my email address is keeler@keelerbryson.com. And again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to these Monday night calls. You have been such a blessing and an encouragement to me. And I hope the information and the content that I provided to you has been a blessing and an encouragement to you. Until we meet again on this same time, the same Monday night, have a happy and prosperous new year. Good night.